Okay, so after episode 8, the vehicle, put a new spoiler on it, a couple of, and it's looking pretty schmick, so it's pretty much ready to go into the next off-road race over here. Setting that up. It's actually an off-road car that I bought, so an off-road Porsche Turbo. So really going to enjoy this. We've finally started, well actually we've unlocked quite a few of the supercars now. I actually just bought another Chevrolet. It's a grand car. Looks like an absolute supercar, so I bought a drift one of that so it'll slide nicely too, but this is the off-road one. So in the off-road series here, I'm just going to show everyone how to go ahead and get the whole works cranking. Okay, so
prove to me you're more than a
coming at you with the Porsche Turbo.
Sounds like.
I hope you like this footage. Look at those exhausts I put on. Looks mint, doesn't it? So these off-road events are rather difficult sometimes. That's why I bought a little bit of an extra car with some extra grunt so that I can come out here and do okay. So huge jump over there. The Porsche really handled that nicely. Really liking it as an off-road vehicle, surprisingly done up for it. I was going to buy a BMW M6 four-wheel drive for the off-road events, but having just unlocked this particular car as well as a Chevrolet, well, I had to go ahead and invest. I've got to admit I'm very, very impressed. Okay, so I'm in third position at the moment and catching up rather rapidly in the Porsche to second and first after hitting another car earlier on in the race. So just trying to keep a straight line through these sections without hitting too many of the corners. I can see first and second ahead. Gonna do a tough handbrake to slam it through there. So just punching through the tunnel here. Look, I've still got 4.5 kilometers to catch up, so should be all good. Kicking in with a little bit of nitro through that section to help out. Okay. Well, I've totaled it into the rocks over here, what do you know? So, that's pretty cool. Okay, just gonna keep going. These things happen. There's a lot of rocks around these off-road courses. Still in third position with 3.18 kilometers left. I think I can pull this back. Oh, there's a huge rock in the middle of the track. You wouldn't believe it. So the Porsche is getting very dirty out here on the track. This is my actual warm-up for the Porsche, so I hope you'll enjoy this. Looks pretty epic. I'm going to be gunning it through a series of events in the Porsche. So just hoping to catch up to first and second there. As you can see, it's definitely got the grunt. It's an absolute mobster of a car. Okay, so Tanya's little puny F-box won't hold up against our new beast of a car that we've unleashed on them. Okay. Well, it does sound like it's having a bit of grunt, but as you can hear from the engine sound there, it's definitely struggling to do that speed. So we'll get the Porsche just gunning it through here with its smooth transmission. Highly recommending this particular vehicle, the Porsche Panamera Turbo for the off-roads. As you've seen, I didn't have the greatest run. We've come out with a win anyway, so that's great. Cheers to that. So that'll give us another speed card here. A speed one. Okay, so we don't actually have anything in the Porsche Turbo yet, so we'll go ahead and put a speed card in it. That should actually get it pumping now, so that'll get the engine warmed up. So earlier on in episode 5, I think it was, I actually did one of these off-road events on the way to another one, but so there's actually initially only 4 to do in this particular episode for the off-road. Okay, so I'm assuming that I probably did that the last one in the Subaru Impreza, and it would have been an absolute,
If you can stand
you know,
some pain off your ride,
it would have been a bit of a battle. So if you'd like to tune into that, be sure to check out, I think it's episode 5, it could be 6, okay? So I have been playing for quite a while on this Need for Speed title now, since I picked it up only a week ago actually, and it's really coming along nicely. My particular vehicles, as you can see, I've got the Astro Gaming decal on the top of my rear view windscreen there, with the Illa sticker just above the Ultiair on the number plate there, below the Panamera turbo sign. So that's actually made our way over to the next off-road event. We're just gonna whip in here now. Quite certain that's the one I've got to do. Not sure why it's not right on my head here. Maybe it's over to the side a little bit. There it is. Okay, that's the one. So the Porsche is 4 levels above for this particular race, so 234. The competition sits at around 230, so we'll try and drift for 3,000 meters and win this race, because I'm sure we're going to have to drift to get through this. So quite often, some of the off-road courses can be the best drift courses, as you see here, I'm sure. I mean, it depends what vehicle you use as to how well you can drift to, ultimately. I'm hoping the Porsche does have the drift capacity for the 3,000 meters. I've just bet on it, but if not, oh well, these things happen, right? Okay, so just rolling on here around this bend, trying to get up there. You know, I think it's Natasha up in number 1. Gonna go a little bit off-road here and nitro that. It's got me pushing for second here. Okay, it looks like I've actually come to a dead end here, and all of the other races have taken the shortcut. Okay, so you got to be careful of sneaky tactics like this in the off-roads. Oh, why does there have to be a caravan right in the way of that turn? Wow. So that struck me back a little bit. There still is 5.67 kilometers to make up for this, so I'm sure I'll be able to pull back the competition in that time. So just gonna have to race like an absolute professional to win this one now. As you can see, it's quite a cool dirt track. Plenty of obstacles. It's really pretty. In the desert here, reporting to you live. Okay, the pressure's really on me to win this one, as I am. In my last video, I think I came up against a really tricky course that I wasn't that prepared for. It took me about 4 attempts. So I've decided to juice up my cars a little bit in between videos to make sure that I've got enough ground for what's coming up ahead, and I am actually suited to the level. I did actually save up quite a few bucks to get the big boy cars, and I hope you all enjoy seeing the turbo cars out here on the track. To me, I'd love one of these Porsches in real life, so, you know, hitting the nitro around these sections in it at top speed is just underrated. So they've just used a sneaky little nitro and snuck past me there around that bend. We'll be sure to smash them on the way past them for being so sneaky about that, I think. Oh no, not another caravan. Wow, they are ruthless with those caravans out here, so having to waste my nitro to power back in to give me a crack at this lead here. Okay, I finally found it's not Natalia, it's Michaela up here in first position. Okay, so just undercutting the corners there and giving them a solid nudge around that particular bend. That was a lucky bend for me. I've taken out the event. Very competitive.
Hey,
Your man Ultiair. Nearly getting the drift, but not quite, but not really caring about it one single little bit. What matters is the speed cars, the cash, and winning the event. So that's a level 12 nitros to go and plug into the car now. That thing is gonna supercharge our Porsche into what we need it to be without having to go ahead and waste all of our money on buying different cards and that sort of thing for sets. So I probably will eventually get the sets of different modifiers, especially before I go to Race Online, so I'll be sure to do a special upload on that as well. Just opening up a base shipment here. We've got a little bit of smoke, some cash and part tokens. Okay, so that's excellent. So now I've got one more race and it's just over here.
Anywhere. Why the hell do you think we're out here? Think about it. But for now, the gauntlet
Okay, so now I can put the Porsche to a drift test here.
Meet at the plateau. Be there.
Looks like it actually can drift.
Don't sound so excited.
It's nearly got to a level 2 multiplayer around that corner. Try and keep that going around this section. See if I can actually get that up to 2. That's good. It unfortunately didn't hit the multiplayer section, so my score's a little low. Okay, so not quite enough on the drift, but it does drift a little bit, so I'm happy with that. Okay, that's actually taking me away from where I need to be. Just resetting up on the map. Do a quick U-turn, look at our rocks. Porsche Turbo coming through the dust, top speeds. It's your man, Master Ultiair, Master Gaming Network. If you are new, make sure to like and subscribe and tell all your friends. As for my continual viewers, please make sure to get some of your friends to subscribe for me. I am going to be doing away some giveaways in the way of games and that sort of thing once I reach a certain amount of subscribers. Okay, so stay tuned for that. We've got the Porsche out here though in the turbo, just top gunning it. Okay, so just nitroing around these sections.
Just a scratch.
Absolutely epic, this game. Really gotta love how much effort they put into the particle system with all of the dust and everything. It's a little bit like Grand Theft Auto racing on steroids, if you ask me. Taking a huge hit there into them two vehicles and being slowed by a terrible respawn, but that's all good. Just mowing around here. I'm in third position with 5.5 Ks left. You know how I do it around here. It doesn't matter if I have a little ding at the start, we still get there in the end. And those casino chips pay up, I think, too, so pretty happy to collect one of those around there. Almost having a handbrake to make it back in time for that particular white and blue ring there, so top speed through the dust and dirt and grime. I think there was a shortcut there to the right if I would have been onto it a little bit sooner, as all of these competition actually are, which is rather annoying, I might add. They're going to try and have a look ahead and make it through the checkpoints on the shortcuts. Okay, still in third, but I am catching up rather rapidly, and I think I found a shortcut through here, that's for sure. Oh yeah, that's a good shortcut, high pressure shortcut. It actually hit me up into second position. It's from number 1 up there through the hills, so I'm going to have to make my own little dust cyclone to catch up to that, so bear witness to Ultiair in the Porsche Turbo, top speed through the mountains and tunnels of the desert, Oh, there would be a wall there. Are you kidding me? Wow. It won't stop me, but it's certainly a spanner in the works, Mac. So let's get back on this. We need a Mac triple turbo time through this. We're back into third. Okay, see second and first ahead. Tried to hit the handbrake there. Was just slightly late. Looks like first and second have snuck off for the win. Nothing anyone can really do about that, unfortunately. I don't have enough nitros in the stock to change that. Either way, we make a bit of cash out of this one anyway, so I'm not giving too concerns about that one. Looks like this last event, it's actually a 255, so they're a little bit quicker than my particular car. I could put some upgrades on it, but again, at the end of the day, it's not going to need it. So stay in first position for at least 1 meter and win the race. Okay, I think we can manage that, so I'm definitely going to put a little gamble on that one. Okay, maybe not meter, it could be a mile. I'm not sure. 1 M. Okay, so 1 M.
You're goddamn right it is.
So I'm going to be looking to do quite a few more M's than that. Or in Australia, as we call them, down there in the bottom right corner, you'll see kilometers per hour. Okay, so I'm not going to let them sneak off it this time. I'm actually going to try to undercut the corners where I can. To stop that from happening. Now that was probably a long cut I've taken there, so I better be careful how I try and undercut these corners around here. That one looked pretty good to me. Oh, jeez. Simone's just sitting there on a rock, I think. Oh, that's a nice bit of drifting action from the Porsche. Gonna hit the turbo through here and hope for the best. Okay, so it looks like Tanya's in first. See how Tanya likes that. Oh.
Hey, that lead is mine.
Get back here, Tanya. You're not sneaking away again. No way. Not after last race. And I know the little tricks you guys take around these corners too, so I'm on to that. So I think I've just hit first. Oh! Big ding with Michaela. That was crazy. Luckily it's actually accelerated me in the right direction there. Handbraking around this section. That was one dope drift. That felt fantastic, okay? So just gliding around these corners. So silky and smooth. And Michaela just really wants to have a rub on that Porsche. Okay, so just pushing me in the right direction anyway. Thanks, Michaela. And a nitro through this tunnel because I keep hitting the walls. That'll make up for it. There we go. So that got through there. Quite a hectic little tunnel.
I can't let up now.
Just absolutely whipping around these dirty bends. Getting a little bit of a lead here. I'm hoping not to come unstuck. Could ruin the whole race for me. They really do try to undercut the corners. Big competition over there. It's absolutely ridiculous. They're just blasting on the nitro again. I've got the time in first completed for the 1 mile, I guess it meant.
Yeehaw!
He says yeehaw now.
Pulled out a new record by a second too, so that was really lucrative for us. In that it cost me around about 250,000, I think. So we're already that dropped us from 850 back to 600ish. Now we're back up to 771 after buying these couple of new cars. So I bought another new car as well. I'll show you guys that in the next episode. For now I'm doing up the Porsche here, and the Porsche's just got something 6, so it's a level 11. Brakes and acceleration, fully green. Oh, I thought that was the last one, but it appears it wasn't, so look, I'm more than happy to roll around here and mop up the last of the purplies over here, so can't directly travel to that. It's not too far away. I'm better off just going off-road, straight through the hills, I think, over here.
There you go, showman. You bet your ass it'd be boring.
So
What's
just
the point of
blazing it
racing if
through
you don't
here.
get battle scars?
Well, I can think of one or two things that...
Don't. You just got him a good
Thought I might
side.
be able to actually get a bit of
Okay,
air
you earned
off
it.
that rock.
Final
In
challenge.
some other games I play, you actually can get air off rocks, but it appears that this one actually has a penalty for it. So, still, even in the Porsche, the new car I bought here, top of the line, I'm still a little bit under the recommended here, but that's all good.
Ready to finally take me? Make it to the observatory.
Okay, so if you want to see the Jess
I'll be
into
there.
enemy territory, that was on last episode, so make sure to give it a look, especially if you're interested in seeing some high speed Need for Speed action. Okay, so I've got to reach the observatory before the sunrise, okay? Oh come on, I still had that casino chip. I'm guessing that there's a shortcut straight through the desert to a certain extent. Looks like this road could be a good way to go before I start hitting rocks and fences and buildings over through the off-road too much more, I'd say. So even in an off-road car, I notice it does travel more smoothly straight up the asphalt of the road. Okay, so I'm not going to turn that way. I am going to take a gamble and try to go through that village. It's probably not a good idea. I'll go around the village. I'll go over here to the right more. Well, it's telling me to go across this bridge here. Looks like I found a little shortcut here for this mission if you're all interested. Saves you having to go fully out back up that rock and that. This appears to be the shortest route through here now, I'd say. Push Panamera Turbo 2. At this stage in the game, this thing is looking very, very nice. You'll have to excuse me, I inhaled a little bit of seawater the other day when I was out having a little paddle in the ocean. I do these little events quite regularly. I will actually be uploading some of my future YouTube videos as well, so that you can keep up to date and see me in action out there on the surf, as well as just chilling out, relaxing, playing my game here, Need for Speed, and a couple of other titles that I really like at the moment. I've actually been meaning to play a couple of other games as well. I'm pretty addicted to Need for Speed though, so I've been putting up a few more episodes on this particular title than normal lately, just because I think I like it so much actually. Okay, so time's running out there. I'm down to 25 seconds. 20 seconds. It's gonna be really close. Oh no! That is not what I wanted at that point in time. I've actually gone off the rail. You wouldn't believe it. I don't think my nitro can get me through this one, but I'm gonna try. Oh, there's another big turn. Okay, so looks like I'm gonna have to restart this last chapter. It's quite tricky. Okay, so that I think is the Huagini, looks like to me, but I'm not sure. but that particular thing looks very beast-like. I'll be saving a few extra dollars to hopefully get something as good as that soon too. At this particular stage in the campaign though, this is pretty much the best I can have. If you watch all the episodes, you'll see how I timed it perfectly to get these particular vehicles to cut above the competition for the harder things in Chapter 4. Okay, so since I was a little bit late last time, I'm just really cutting through this off-road course out here. I do notice that it turns a little bit left up here. I'm quite certain, so let's just have a look on the map. So from here it looks like it's pretty much straight ahead. If I just follow the road, I'm in a pretty good location. There will probably be that bridge coming up. I'd say that I'll have to duck across, so I don't want to go speeding too far and losing traction and so on too much through that area. As you see, it's quite easy to lose traction out in the dirt. I've got to admit though that the Porsche is the best I've had in the way of off-road at the moment. The last one was, I think, a Subaru WRX, and that was quite lethal as well, but I wouldn't say it was quite on par with the Porsche over here, which I'm really enjoying using. Okay, so it looks to me like it's telling me the bridge wasn't the quickest way after all. The quickest way would actually be up this road here. Massive amount of respect to the creators of this particular title. And from that last little drifty thing I did back there, that was epic. See, I've been pretty consistently playing Need for Speed today. I hope you've all enjoyed checking this out, by the way. I hope it's been very scenic and leisurely for your viewing pleasure. I'm gonna have to be really careful that I don't come off around one of these tricky little bends. Definitely came a quicker way this time. Cut down on that time a lot. I'm not really having to worry about nitroing around the corners, although I do, because it's more important just not to wrap it coming up these tricky little sections up here. I think I could be approaching one of the last trickier sections here, I'm hoping, before a pretty straight run up to the actual observatory. So it looks like I'm just gonna make it with 10.9 seconds to go there, so that was pretty cool. So it looks like now that I'm at the observatory, I've got to try and hit 260 kilometers an hour, heading back down through this next section. Okay, let's see how we go with this.
Great view, huh? Now the real fun. Race to the canyons, one-on-one.
Quite fun, I've got to admit. I kind of zone into the Need for Speed, and it's just fairly immersive. Okay, so I've got a one-on-one sprint here against the Offroad drive. I thought I'd just hit them a little bit there. Try and take him out, I think. It might be the best option. It sounds like their Offroad drive has a huge horsepower. Little double handbrake there. I nearly would have came off the edge of that, which would have led to imminent failure. So quite a windy tabletop mountain that I'm just rolling through out here. Handbraking that bit. So I'd recommend this to, you know, gamers of most ages. It's been a very enjoyable game for me. Okay, we do have an off-road vehicle that isn't a four-wheel drive, it's a Porsche, so As you can see there, it's starting to blur the screen how quickly it's actually moving. Okay, not even going to bother turning there. I'm going to do a handbrake there. So that really undercut that corner.
What can I say? We never do anything.
So I've been ran out of town, so that's why I've been doing so many off-road races, I think. But that's really not the case. Next up, I've got the one I've been looking forward to the most, the drift races. I've already purchased my vehicle for it as well. We've got an absolute stack of cash at the moment. I'd say I'll have $1 million by the time. Oh no, don't speak too early, Mac, because we just hit a pole, buddy. Okay, so I'm not sure how many arrows they want to tell me to go this way, but looks like I'm going this way. I like how they put the arrows into. It really means you can look at the track more. Some games they'll have you looking more at the mini-map and so on.
Almost lost my fender there.
Pretty sure the suspension is trashed.
No other way to race.
Okay, so it sounds like they're trashing their four-wheel drive as well. And just as we had an accident they did, so that's good news. That means they're not catching up.
Don't get used to it.
The view is great up here, Mac. It really is. On top of the world. Feeling a little bit like a jet on land as we cruise through the hills in this sick looking Porsche I've done up. So I hope you all like the beard that I've been growing. It's quite nice, isn't it? And just doing a couple more laps here in the Porsche pass. Very late handbrake. Let's have the auto. Oh, the autocorrect was nice. It actually got me around the corner. Okay, so that's sweet. I don't think we lost a lot of time there. I'm usually pretty good about my accidents. A huge tip to all of my Need for Speed fans is to just start nitroing straight after you have an accident to bring you back up to speed a little bit. As you see, I'm doing 200 kilometers an hour through these windy paths. It's quite easy to come unstuck. Big handbrake down through here. That was an epic drift. Absolutely loving that.
I got all the time in the world, showman.
So Mac's pretty mouthy. Personally, I'm just enjoying the scenic ride through the hills at top speed here. It's unfortunate that the competition over there isn't quite quick enough. Oh wow, that was one epic big jump. Thanks for coming. Coming up, boom. Boom! Ow! Oh, wow! That one wrecked the Porsche. That would have been instant death. And still in first. Over the finish line. Bang! That's how you do. Exactly what I just said, Mac. Exactly. So that is Chapter 4, Off-Road. Number 5 out of 5. Mopped up. Okay, so that's how it's done. Okay, so just gonna skip through this. Let's see what we've actually got for completing the off-roads. So that improves us all around. It looks like we were a little low on our brake kit. We used to have a head that didn't have brakes. Now we'll put on a head that has brakes. Okay, so that is number 5 done. Let's see what we've unlocked. So that is the Fiti League. So what's this one? It looks like a BMW M4 GTS. Oh, looking good, the BMWs, they really are. And what's this? Supercar? Oh, it's a Mercedes AMG GT. Oh my goodness, that thing looks quite dazzling out there. Okay, so that was quite epic. I hope you enjoyed that episode.
Well, good luck then.
think I might have got some sort of shipment for doing that.
Be watching.
Okay,
Maybe even pulling a few stunts ourselves.
that's definitely pulled off a trophy called Faith Jones, so I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Take it easy and peace out. Remember to subscribe and like. I'll be uploading plenty more for your enjoyment.
You running with the militia sisters these days,